Hello, everyone. Welcome to another amazing episode of Inspired Action, where we dive into the most pressing leadership challenges and hope to inspire you to take a more coach-centered and people-focused approach to leadership. I'm your host, Kyle Pertuis, and it's time to get started with our three amazing guests for today. Welcome back, everybody, to a new episode of Inspired Action. I'm Kyle Pertuis, your host, and I am here with three amazing guests today to answer this, beginning with Melanie McCool. Serial entrepreneur and owner of MindWorx Hypnotherapy. She is a certified master trainer of hypnosis, president of the Hypnosis Education Institute. She is driven by her own story of mental and physical burnout to empower others to make positive change in their lives to achieve the success they want with less stress and overwhelm. Next, we have Brandi Jackson, former LPGA player, dog mom, snack queen, fitness lover, and owner and founder of Brandi Jackson Golf, where she's guiding and instructing players and their families throughout junior golf and the college recruiting process. She advises and mentors young female golfers on remaining focused and intentional throughout their recruiting journey. And man, I bet the dynamics of that world have changed immensely. Last but not least, Anna Gergen, life and business coach and founder of Epiphanies Coaching. After 20 years in retail leadership, rising from sales associate to corporate director of innovation, and creating award-winning training programs and countless groundbreaking initiatives, she went on a cross-country road trip and now hosts luxury retreats based on her journal series, Epiphanies, Self-Guided Reflections, helping others break through the barriers holding them back from their best life. All right, ladies, I can't wait to hear from each of you. This is going to be amazing. And when you think about being in a leadership role, and we're all aware of limiting beliefs and gremlins and all those kind of things. And so when you think about your internal self-talk, what internal self-talk helps you lead confidently when you're feeling vulnerable and you're feeling uncertain?
I think it's making sure you're aware of overcoming the gremlin, right? That you're not good enough, that you shouldn't expose these things, that it's scary or dangerous to be vulnerable. I think making sure that you just keep in mind that it actually takes courage to be vulnerable, and that courageousness will inspire the respect of your team, as opposed to that mindset that might tell you, don't be vulnerable, that's scary, don't put yourself out there. That's definitely would be the inner critic speaking, or the gremlin speaking. So being aware of that and overcoming it, I think, would be really important.
Yeah, I mean, if we're not aware of it, then it's just going to take over, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
self-awareness is definitely key. I think that it's foundational.
yeah. Melanie, what do you think? What would you add to that?
Well, I was going to say if you're not aware that you have somewhat of a gremlin, then you might be an arrogant person as well, which you don't want to be to lead a team. I think your question was, what do I do with the inner critic, with the gremlin?
Yeah.
Um,
So,
so
what kind of self-talk? How do you reframe it?
well,
Maybe.
I can only come from my experience, because when you ask me that today I say, well, I have experience that these people require to get to their next level of where they want to be. And
Mm.
I've been asked to show up in this capacity. So no matter what's going on right now or how I'm feeling, I'm going to show up and I'm going to serve these people to the best of my ability. It's like you've got the experience. As also, as I say to people, if you can speak, speak, because most people won't. So if I can lead and teach, I must lead and teach, because most people won't. And so
Yeah. So
I
to me,
essentially go, I have come through much harder things. It's been a much harder day that I've showed up in the past, and I'm going to show up today.
and knowing you the way I know you and hearing that, what that says to me is you're really just reconnecting it back to the anchor and the passion that you have to serve other people.
That's
And
right. And
so
to see other
if
people
it's,
get past their own
yeah,
stuff to actually reach what they consciously want to
yeah,
achieve. Yeah, totally.
love it. Love that. Brandi, I know in the world of golf, it's really, what do they say? The 6 inches between the ears is the distance game that people are really concerned about. But does self-talk creep in for you as a business owner? I mean, talk to us about that.
Yeah, I'm sitting here trying to process how to put this in frame of reference that it doesn't just relate to the young girls, because I deal with the parents a lot as well. And
Mhm.
the fact that, they come to me to help for me to help get them to play college golf. And it doesn't always work out. And so that's where I probably start questioning my ability to produce that result for them. And, for me, I always have to try to remind myself that for me, my goal with what I do, and even sort of my marketing piece behind it, is try and help remind myself that my goal is trying to help them be better people, better athletes. And if I can do that, I always have to try to remind myself of that, because that to me is now, sometimes the parents don't always buy into that because they want that ultimate piece, but I have to try to remind myself that for me, that is what I am trying to do, and try to ask myself if I was able to do that. So that's sometimes for me, kind of that self-talk is, do I feel like in 2 to 3 years, 4 years, will they come back and think, some of that stuff that Brandi had me do, helped me get better to be more prepared. So for me, that's where I keep kind of going back to that kind of leadership piece, and where I kind of question what I'm doing and wonder if it's really helping to make a difference, or the parents are kind of coming at me because their daughter's not going to these certain schools or doing certain things. And, I have to kind of balance that piece of it, because it's very mentally taxing. The game of golf is, it's a lot of very, very tough, mentally draining, critiquing, overthinking. That part is very tough, in general. So I've been beating myself up since I was 8 years old for every little thing. And these girls do as well. So it's hard not to get that little gremlin out of your head for every little thing, but just trying to get the girls to kind of understand that too, and realize even for them that, it's not always about having to have this perfect path either, and just trying to get them to see the growth that they're doing, and trying to remind myself that that really is the ultimate goal. So I think for me, I always have to try to personally remind myself of that and get them to see that too, and try to hopefully bring myself back to that, and see that they're getting that piece of it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting, because it's kind of that dichotomy of the pressure to perform that they have on themselves, or maybe that even parents are putting on them, is mirroring the pressure you have to perform to help them achieve a result, that maybe feel more tangible, but we all know the real result there is some of these things that you're teaching are going to help them be better prepared for life. Right. And I can say that about all three of you, knowing that what you guys do. And I'll just share a quick story to speak to that question. Actually, when I asked you guys this, I didn't even think about it till I started listening, but our son is away at camp, as he is almost every summer. And it was a horrible tragedy, but they found out that one of their camp friends was on a hiking trip and passed away. Young guy, senior in high school. And so that's devastating enough, but we didn't really get to talk to him yesterday. And so of course we're wondering, how's he doing? And then he called later or actually early this morning, and talked to us for a brief minute, and you could tell he was upset about something. Anyway, we had to end the call quickly. I came in to do an episode this morning, and we're on the call and just kind of getting going, and my phone rings and it's him. And of course, kind of in the back of my mind, I'm already feeling that vulnerability and feeling that angst for your kid, and the pain that, he's experiencing the first time he's ever had to go through anything like this. And I just wanted to say, wait a minute, I got to take this call. And I didn't, and I knew he was fine. It wasn't anything urgent, but that creeps in. And so when you think about things that happen so often in leadership on the fly, I mean, things can be going great, and then all of a sudden something happens, and we have to figure out how to maintain our composure and to move through things. And I don't think that comes with suppressing the emotion that comes with it. It may be a temporary postponement of it, and then a release intentionally at some point after the fact. But I think it's a great reminder that when the things start taking off in our head, we always have that option. I think, Melanie, you kind of alluded to this. We always have the option to reframe it and put ourselves in the state of mind that we really choose to be, and being more present in that moment. Well, that's a wrap for another edition of Inspired Action, the Leadership Forecast. We're so grateful for our guests today and the impact they're making with the work they do. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel to watch the longer version of this episode, and be sure to like, comment, connect with, and follow me and each of our guests. You'll find all of our links in the caption of this video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in every Thursday at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern for new episodes.